It should automatically go. It should automatically tweet.
Cool, because I'm gonna go retweet it real fast. Yeah, me?
Yep.
Hey.
Hey.
Shut up.
Give me an A. Hey.
Oh my god, that GIF is amazing.
What GIF?
What? I'm missing everything.
Oh,
I was gonna say, I'm really
it's an
confused.
amazing little GIF.
Whose GIF?
My GIF.
It's
Phone, I need you to
That's a
work.
classic.
God.
Baby.
Yeah.
You just killed Dustin.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
Killed people?
What? No.
What?
What?
I'm like missing all of this.
Yes.
Yeah. He went to the same high school I went to, but he taught there. I wouldn't be surprised if he killed some of my classmates.
Fuck.
Your school was full of some things. Oh, look at all these things.
Dickwads,
Oh, I feel
assholes,
like
Being nice.
shit.
But
Being nice.
Alright.
Okay.
being nice, I don't give a fuck.
Where's your thing?
And welcome to the stream.
Willkommen!
Who's here?
Bienvenue. Come on in!
Who's here?
Yes.
Someone's here?
I was gonna say, do we have anybody?
Click the link.
Oh, so many.
Oh, I gotta log
can't-
back in.
We're having me.
My Wi-Fi will actually die if I try and have this open and Twitch. That's not happening.
Nope,
Yeah.
no.
Same,
do it.
Same here. It's like you can either have this or Skype. Pick.
Ich bin immer allein. Immer allein.
You chose. Oh.
Poorly. Hang on, let me get my phone ready because
Ich kann nicht
I...
ohne euch leben.
What?
I can't
Those
live
were-
without. I can't live without you, guys.
Oh.
It's a
'Cause
romantic
I
language.
need
German.
something on my phone so that I don't forget about it.
It's your TPA strategy.
Of course.
Okay.
Always.
How for the hashtag for the group? Is there a specific thing that we've used? Half. I know it's half-assed crew, but how do we?
I think it's half-assed with the H and the A and the C capitalized.
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn it.
I like forget that we came up with that name, and then occasionally I'll look at the Skype group name and be like, "Oh right," and it makes me giggle.
That's right, because we were talking about how everyone was making a half something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got that
And then
halfling, half
only-
orc, half elf.
And then only like 2 of us ended up being halves.
I'm 2 halves
actually.
of-
We originally had.
I'm 2 half.
We originally
dwarfs.
only had. We originally had 2 half elves and a half orc and a halfling.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Because
And I mean,
then
the dwarf is like half the size, so it's okay.
Ah, I see how.
So he counts.
technically
That's
Tiefling
racist.
are half
Racist.
Venus,
So then, yeah.
right?
And
Am I
then-
wrong? David,
No.
was that a no meaning I'm wrong or a no meaning that I'm right? I don't know what's
No, I
happening.
think
No,
I was-
Mike, come back.
The 2 of us, Mike and me, are just short, so I see how that works.
Hoffman.
But Hoffman.
Where did Mike disappear to?
Yeah, what happened?
I'm back.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Hi,
he's back.
buddy.
You're
Hi.
important.
Willkommen.
We need you to be our person.
Yeah, you're currently
Thing.
tour guide, so we need you.
Yes.
Oh.
You are needed.
Okay.
Well, I'm currently. Well, if we are we gonna do a recap or
I was gonna say, let's do a recap, because I think I have all of my stuff set
last
up.
time
I
on
think.
Half-Ass Crew?
Go into that radio voice. So, last time, you guys made it into the town of Timberside, and you are currently looking for a man named Quincy, which he was part of the, I still don't have it written down, guild. Fireleaf, thank you.
Fireleaf,
I have it like 4 different places.
Quincy Blackfoot.
So, oh Jesus! Hi. You can give me a hug really quick. Okay, bye. I'll be up late, so if you're still here, I'll come say hi. Hello, Becca's friends!
Bye.
G'day.
Good day. Good day.
Nice
You
one.
can too. Hello. Wait, there I. This is Autumn.
Hi.
This is my roommate.
Hi,
Chad.
humans.
Your game and I'm really sorry, but I was really excited.
Hi. All right, we should leave because we're messing the game up.
Bye.
We just started.
Oh, okay, bye.
See you guys. They're all ridiculous. And one of the, my roommate was all like, "I need to be your online friends," and I was like, "Okay."
Aw, that's us.
We're
Yeah.
cool.
That's right, you know it.
Obviously.
All right, so now that we got bombarded
Yeah.
by real life friends, going back to our recap, you guys were in the town of Timberside looking for Quincy with the Fireleaf Guild, and you came into the town and decided to spend the night in one of the inns. While starting out in there, you managed to talk to some of the people in the bar. Yeah, thank you, patrons. I couldn't come up with a word. And just kind of learn about the area. You learned that apparently Quincy is rather new to the town and does not have a guild, much of a guild, if a guild at all.
Oh, we learned
Built
something
up.
about him? When did that happen?
Somebody did.
Okay.
Somebody asked about him.
Oh yes, me. Hi. Yes.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
kept us on track.
I may have been preoccupied.
And so you learn that he's not super hard to find, and however, the Thieves Guild kind of may have over-exaggerated with how great this guild was due to the fact that it doesn't seem to have much of a presence in this town as of yet. Then your dwarven bard decided that he was going to perform in this tavern, and he did.
I performed
And at
my
the
ass
end,
off.
he met a very lovely lady by the name of Harmony, and the two of them were hitting it off and being very flirty, and then managed to get up into his room together, where
Oh.
where
Proper phrasing.
he then found out that it was not a human, it was a tiefling, and she was there after one thing, and that was not sex.
It was not. It was not at all.
Was not that dwarf dick.
Was she
You learned
purple?
she was purple.
She was purple.
She was- She was the tiefling that you
Drugged us.
assume had drugged you and had messed with you in the previous town. And then you also learned that she was after a person in your party. She was after Reed. She was hired to come after him. So you started battling her. Very quickly, Thor used Tasha's hideous laughter and forced the tiefling to fall onto the floor in a laughing fit, and ran and got Aldrich. And as he did that, Ross and Tuck heard the commotion and came over to help. You guys then managed to start fighting this tiefling, where Reed was still asleep for a little bit. Eventually he woke up and saw a giant axe right in his face through the wall, and decided that it would be a good decision to come into the next room. So he came into the next room. You guys managed to grapple and hold this tiefling for questioning, and she was basically only talking to Reed, and telling him that while he may have outsmarted her and been able to capture her, there was much more coming, and even though he now has a group of allies around him, this what you guys had learned from him, this cult also had some new allies as well. So in the end, she wasn't given out any information. She was there. She had done her job to the best of her ability, and your tiefling sorcerer altered his hand into, were they dragon talons? Dragon talons, and
Yeah.
basically sliced her throat. Out of
You didn't do your
yeah,
homework,
it was
Mike.
fantastic.
I didn't do the homework. You're right.
It's in the highlights.
I did my homework, Mike, because I was.
So, Aldrich then took care of the body.
Also, Tuck's got tiefling horns for a hat now.
Yes, Tuck has tiefling horns for a hat. Aldrich took care of the body, being a witcher. Nobody kind of questioned him. And then I think that's where we left off. Is
Yeah,
you
I
guys
was depressed, and I drunk myself into a stupor and fell off my stool and passed out.
Yes.
That's it. I dumped the body down the Umberhulk hole.
Yes. He walked back into the tunnel, down the Umberhook hole. This body tumbled.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes. They took care of
It
it.
was an intense night.
Did Hayate get a good gnaw in? And I just had to request that he gnawed her leg a little bit.
Sure.
Sure.
That's my thing.
So, you guys will, for the sake of getting started, you guys have had a full night's rest. Any hit points you may have lost, any spell slots, stuff like that, all came back. So you are all pretty much healed and ready to go, minus some memories of the night before.
I think I'm fine with that. Alright. Where are we?
So we need to track down Quincy, correct? And I assume we want to meet his family.
Oh,
I mean, that'd be nice.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh yeah.
Tuck just stares at Thor.
As I come down, I'm gonna
What's the
slap him
matter?
upside the head.
I didn't do nothing. What? Come on.
Let's just move forward. I mean, what happened happened. It's not worth dwelling. Please, Thor,
Exactly what
in the
Ross
future,
says.
be a little bit more perceptive about the women you take to your bed.
I cannot
Please.
control
Yeah.
what my
Yeah, Thor,
feelings.
roll better.
I cannot control what
Sorry,
the
I broke
bagpipes
it.
do to the ladies. I cannot control it.
Try.
Sometimes
Try.
the
Well,
bagpipes.
Are you going-
he gets excited when he gets a lady with the pipes anyway. It's not very often,
What are you talking
so he's
about?
got to take what he gets.
So for those of you on the stream, I don't know, Dustin, do you have the roll bar up?
Yeah.
Or is it just yes? Okay,
Yeah.
so then you probably saw David, which is Reed's character, roll alter self. And he is now, instead of his normal tiefling form, he is human, and the rest of the party has dubbed his human form Clarence.
Clarence!
So,
Clarence.
I didn't, but I'm still fine with it.
so for the next hour, you are human instead of a tiefling.
Yes.
Wise course of
okay.
action, my friend. Wise course of action. Alright, so
I don't think.
did we find out about this Quincy fellow?
He's in town. Apparently his guild isn't quite up to snuff that we were led to believe.
Well, that's just
So-
of course.
So we need to go and we need to find him and we need to speak to him and figure out if this is even worth our time.
Do we know where he is?
No.
I'm sure we can
Going
find
after
out,
him.
right?
We're
Well,
thinking
after
going to have to
bartender-
continue asking around.
From what Reed had gathered the previous day, Quincy just kind of walks to town looking to recruit. There's not any one particular spot that he hangs out. However, it's not a very large town. So between the 6 of you guys, it shouldn't be very hard to spot somebody yelling about a guild.
All right. Well,
Is he literally going through the thing going, join the Thieves Guild?
Right?
so I'm just gonna start.
It's not technically
It's not
a
a
thieves guild, right?
Right.
Oh,
it's,
oh, it isn't a Thieves Guild. Sorry.
it's not a
Sorry.
thief guild. It's a guild that people would hire to do different sorts of
So, like,
jobs
yeah, like
for.
Okay.
So the
Yeah.
companion-
Sure.
An adventurers
Sure.
guild,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah.
It says
Awesome,
walking
okay.
around town. Well, that should be easy to find him then. I take.
Do we know what he looks like?
I
I mean, obviously he's going to be walking around handing out pamphlets for a guild.
I hope
But I'm
he's-
just asking, do we happen to know?
Didn't he have a guild house?
Not that we were told.
I don't think
Ah.
so.
we were.
Okay.
Not at the
Because
They
I've
kinda-
written down here, have guild house. Like, as in, the Fireleaf Guild has a guild house.
No.
Uh,
The Thieves
I
Guild
think that
had
was
100%.
I think that was what we might have been led to believe.
Or,
Yeah, he
I
was
think
sort of
that
topped up.
information might have
Sure.
been-
For all we
I'm
know,
might have
scribbling
been
that.
correct.
that's where the guild is. You know,
I'm scribbling that out.
Well, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna.
he may have a house, like his house.
And he's just got a sign there that says guild house.
No, Mom, they're my
I imagine him walking around town in a sandwich board that says,
Oh my god,
"Ask me
if this
about my
dude's
guild."
guild is in the basement, oh my god.
I
That'd be the
imagine he
best.
has a sandwich board
That would be the best.
that says, "Ask me
Oh
about
my
my
gosh.
guild."
If all he had was a sandwich board and some crappy credentials, I'm turning around. I'll tell you that right
Well,
now.
we'll sort it out, dear. I take a
Oh,
couple
God,
swigs from my
crappy
flask.
credentials.
I have other
Kick the
things
shit
to
out of him.
do than
And I-
Tired of my
to-
time being wasted.
I walk out the door, take a couple swigs of my flask, and I just start yelling his name as I stroll down the street. Quincy! Quincy!
head done.
Alright, Tuck's gonna like and sort of like get up and follow him.
Hello, I'm looking for Quincy. What was his name? Quincy Black Swift. I'm just looking at people in the eyes and asking about Quincy Black Swift.
I'm following like 12, 15 feet behind. I'm mostly just watching. I'm not
You might
helping, I'm
remember
just
me. I
watching him.
played
I'm not
at the
helping
Dragon's
either.
Nest
I'm
last
just
night.
kind of following,
You might
like,
remember
I
me.
go off the complete opposite direction.
I played at the Dragon's Nest
I'll
last
go with
night.
Eldrick.
Quincy Black Swift. Have you heard of him? Hello.
So
I played at the
as
Black
you
Dragon's
guys
Nest.
actually walk out of the Dragon's Nest, almost immediately as you start yelling, Quincy! Quincy, are you there? A very raggedy looking man, almost right across the street, who has a pint of ale in his hand, dark circles under his eyes as if he's very hungover, kind of looks at you with one eye, looks up, and goes, I am Quincy. Nice to
Ah,
meet you.
that's a
Tuck.
pleasure.
Tuck just looks at this and goes, "Fuck."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna grab this guy by the shirt and pull him up.
At the exact same time. Rather than talk at the same at the same time, just go, fuck.
human.
As you guys kind of gather around him, he is a human male. He has very like shaggy blonde hair. He looks very much, for reference, kind of like a surfer bro. Like your stereotypical, like,
Yo.
Right.
except he has
Not
an
a
eye
relative
patch over
authority.
one eye.
No
And
authoritative.
he looks very hungover, or even potentially still drunk.
Okay, I shall be back in like 5 minutes.
All right,
Okay.
Let's go pick up the GF.
Yep.
yeah.
All right. Well, you look like you've had a night, friend.
Oh yes, that was a great show at the Dragon's Nest.
Oh, you saw
last
my
night.
show!
Yes.
It was great.
Oh,
wasn't it? I am
that was
great.
you were fantastic.
I'll drink to that, my friend.
As he's holding out his ale, he is spilling it everywhere in front of you. But if you reach out with your flask, he reaches up and kind of clinks it with yours and takes a huge swig.
Tuck is just looking for any other outlet. She's looking around, looking at the people, like, is there anything else I can do here? No? Fuck.
Roz is frozen. She's just.
What's the matter with you? We found him.
Human. Ordrin.
We found him.
You really think this is Quincy? You think this is our guy?
Well, that's. I mean.
Can we roll? Can we roll perception or insight?
Go ahead. Yeah.
He said that's what his name was.
Roll insight.
I don't know about you, but I can barely lie when I'm that lit.
I don't think he may not be the right Quincy.
Insight.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Between the two of you, and you kind of look at him and then look back at each other. He is too drunk to be lying. And you don't really see anybody else in the streets. They're kind of just walking by. There's a couple going behind you, sort of snickering as they walk into the dragon's nest. I mean, you guys can keep talking to him if you want.
I'm gonna look for another person around on this street, and sort of look at and sort of go up and go, Quincy, what's he like? Because I ain't fucking talking to the fucker. I'm gonna.
Is he sitting down? What was he doing?
Yeah, he's still currently sitting down, kind of like back against the wall of a building with his drink like this, like taking.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sit next to him. Take another drink of my flask. Sort of bring out my lute and just sort of like see if I can like sober him up a little bit with a little song of healing. Just like, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. No, you're never gonna keep me down.
It's a really soulful version.
That's amazing. I'd buy that on iTunes.
Right?
So, as you are, you pull out your lute and you start playing, and all of you kind of instinctively feel better as you hear Thorgrim's tune. However, as you're sitting down next to him playing, you can almost see the darkness under his eyes start to disappear. And he stops like slouching and kind of sits up a little bit more proper. He still has the thing of ale. I don't know what to call it.
Mug?
Black?
Mug?
Tankard?
Tankard! Yeah. So, I can't English tonight, so sorry guys. So he has the tankard of ale still in his hands, and he almost like kind of glances down at it like he wants to drink more. But he sits it down next to you, and he looks over and he's like,
I quickly drink it all.
Make a sleight of hand.
Oh,
Or,
God.
unless you're blatantly doing it.
No, I'm just trying to sneak it first.
Try is the operative word.
Is he too drunk to notice?
No, he's
Sober
sober now. He's sober
Oh,
now.
fuck.
So you reach down to grab his tankard, and he just kind of looks at you,
You
but
get
doesn't
knocked
really
down.
say anything. But he looks back and he's like, that music, that was fantastic. It
I
was
know,
almost
wasn't
as good
it?
as last night.
I'm really good.
I even feel better. I don't know how that's possible.
Oh no, it's trust me. When you're around me, everyone feels better.
I know, there was that really pretty lady that was digging you last night.
Yes, yeah. That's beside the point. I don't need the
Tuck his
She
face
went a
up.
little. She went a little head over heels for me, but
Oh, did you? Oh, those are the worst. Because then they
Right?
don't leave you alone.
she was clingy. Hopefully, she's gone to hide in a hole or something. I never have to see it again.
Oh
He
man.
kind of looks at you like quizzically, like, okay, all right. He's like, oh, I should probably introduce myself. My name is Quincy. Quincy Blackswift.
It's a pleasure.
I
to
am-
meet you, Nancy.
I'm
fuck,
currently
it is
trying
him.
to build a
It's
building
him,
here.
Tuck. We're fucked.
That's what we've heard. We've actually been sent to look for you, my friend.
Oh, by who? Who has spoken of my wonderful name?
Wonderful is the
Renda
operative
from the
word.
Thieves Guild
Renda! Ah!
in
I
Oakenbrook.
need to write him a letter and thank him. Yes. I haven't had much luck in these parts. People around here just don't seem to be in the guild joining sort of mood.
Question.
Yes, he looks at you, standing in front of him, I guess, because him and Thor are still sitting on the ground.
Is your current state the usual one that you attempt your recruitment in?
No, I apologize for that.
Well, no,
I
no,
have
I was
a little
curious.
too much. It was a Thursday. I was thirsty, and
Thursday, man, it happens to the best of us.
Oh, I'm always thirsty.
I did not. Ross did not say that. That was all me.
I'll say
That
it.
was not Ross.
I'll say it.
Go for it. You can have it.
Thirsty on a Thursday? That sounds like it could be a thing. I like it.
He kind of looks down and it's like almost like he's looking for something to write with.
Write it down,
Kind
write it. I'm
of
gonna write
reminded
it
me
down.
of that one.
Thursday, Thursdays.
Pedal it to
Oh.
all the nearby
I-
bars.
I'm
I
putting that
imagine.
in my show.
I get half credit for that, or maybe 3/4. No,
I think
no,
I
it's
should
fine.
get all the
Half
credit.
Y-
Friend. Let's be. I'm the one with the musical skills.
Right, but coming up with the Thirsty Thursday idea, that was me.
Can we
But I
broke
just
it?
said it.
Ross like literally like yells that.
Oh, right. Ah.
He kind of looks up at you and he's like, I like your fire. He kind of looks at you up and down,
She's got a wolf, man. You don't wanna. You might wanna tone it
and
down a
he
bit.
glances at the wolf. He's like, you look like someone who wants to join a guild.
That's
To the
not even a
wolf?
little bit.
What
I
gave
want
it
to do right
I just put my hand on Hayate's head. We're almost the same height.
Use him as a valiant steed.
now. Can't
He
wait.
can.
We'll work
I
on it.
know.
We'll work on it.
We're gonna work it in later. Anyway, that's not even a little bit what I want to do.
Oh, look, our
now.
Aldrich's tack.
Yep.
Hello. You found out that it is indeed Quincy Black Swift.
I sobered him up a bit with a song.
I wanted to beat the shit out of him.
We took the soft approach.
Yeah, he's sober now. I sobered him up with a song.
Hang on,
So-
I'm not getting Aldrich. I'm just gonna have to refresh my page. It's fucking up on me. Hang on.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Oh no. Oh no!
At least it's a pretty picture of a half-orc. That was that.
Guys, my roommate's gonna be back around like 11 or so, which means once she gets back, I'm gonna have to be much quieter. Otherwise, she's gonna make me end the stream again. So if we can
What are you doing?
try to end around like 11:30, then that would be awesome.
What time is it now for you?
I can make it that it's
Hopefully
not super long.
Okay, cool.
So
And
for
I'm
us it'd
probably
be
gonna have to. What?
11 for you.
11 for me.
So that's yeah, we can easily
Yeah.
wrap it up by
Okay,
then.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I don't really feel like fighting
We'll be
for
fine.
tonight. Even though she still likes to have conversations at 3 a.m. Anyway,
I can play her a song.
Roommates, man.
swear to God.
As mine just walked in.
Great.
I know. It was a joke. Alright, so do we have everyone back?
Everyone
Yes.
is back.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yep.
Alright. So, you...
So tell us about your guild, friend.
I just turned it on.
That's my dog.
Doge.
Oh, jeez. So you guys, he's sitting there, and he kind of looks at, where you're standing. And you're by the dog, right?
Yeah.
Wolf.
The wolf, I'm sorry, close enough. He kind of looks at you and he's like, well, my guild is, it's, not really a guild yet. Obviously, I am the only member.
Oh,
I've been trying to recruit, but like I said, these townfolk aren't exactly looking to be part of a guild.
so what do you want to do with this guild that you're not gilding at the moment?
Well, protect this town. They've had some issues with pack type animals coming in and raiding different places. So defense of this town would be my first goal. However, as the guild would grow, I would love to be able to send people out on assignments so that they can almost be hands for hire, kind of, with the guild name associated with them.
So you're looking to make money.
Basically, yes.
Alright. I can understand.
And of course,
Not much
any
out of the
guild
good of your
member.
heart.
I don't think any guild is.
I think it might depend.
We could do both. Both is good.
But-
What types of creatures? No one really knows that's been attacking the city.
Most of
Or
the
a
time, they come in packs, whether it be things like the kobolds, or occasionally there's been some gnome pack or goblin packs that come through and just raid. However, there have been rumors that there's something a bit nastier headed our way.
Such
That was-
What are these rumors?
The rumors, well, I've heard speak of hyenas that stand on their hind legs. I'm not quite sure what their official name is, but they're nasty buggers.
Interesting. This town has no sense of defense on its own.
No, it's just a...
Have you tried talking to the person in charge of the town? Is there a mayor or something?
He won't listen to me, I only just rolled into town.
Why are you so... If you're only just here, why do you care so much about protecting this town?
Right, what's in it for you? Other than the gold, obviously. Why here?
Yes.
Well, it was the first town I stumbled upon that didn't have massive defenses. But it's mostly for the gold.
Hey, so you're a con man.
I'm not going to lie. It's.
So-
Yeah,
What's
Sort
this
of.
town's export?
I wouldn't go
Was it-
that far. What?
How
What-
does this town function? Its export was its function in the world.
As far as you know, there's nothing, hold on. I have this written down.
Let me fill you in with my vast knowledge of my hometown.
Well, that's right. We's from here, isn't he?
So just pretend I'm speaking instead.
I was gonna say, yeah. literally currently have your Word document up in front of me, which is what I'm looking at.
Oh, well, how about that?
So, what you guys know, you're in Timberside. We informed you that his town is in the Oakwood Forest, which is on the opposite side from where you guys came. So you're in the town that's nearby. Mike, do you just want me to read it off and then pretend like we is filling them in on this?
Yeah,
Or do you
'cause I don't
have it up?
I don't have it now. I just wrote down
Okay.
like bullet notes in my bullet points in my notebook, but not like the actual
Alright,
stuff.
so, we started informing you that his tribe in the Oakwood Forest, it's his tribe along with a few other tribes that are barbarian-esque, of different various races, whatever. All of the tribes live in peace with each other, and they trade and share resources between tribes as well as with the town of Timberside. Without getting into too much detail, just recently the ruling, the leader in charge just changed, and for a while it was rocky, and then once the change occurred, it became more peaceful again. So as far as like exporting things and like main resources, it's a mix of different things. With the woods to either side of them, with the caves and the forests that you guys just came through, and then with the Oakwood Forest on the other side, there's a lot of hunting and trapping and like fur trading that happens.
So it's sort of like a place for the barbarian tribes to get things they normally wouldn't be able to get.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess I have that stuff actually written down, so I guess I could tell you. So the original ruler was Samson Blackbarrow, who was the original leader of Timberside. He was the one that like established the trade and like recognized the independence of the Oakenkin.
So Torkal is the new one? I have that in my notes. Lord Torkal.
Yeah, Lord Torkal is the most recent one. So Samson established like this trade and connection, and when he died, his son Zell felt that the barbarians like were barbarians, so he hated them and began heavily taxing us and wanted us out off his land. So we united and rose up against Zell, and we had him. He was eventually exiled, and his younger brother Torkal took over. What?
Sorry, continue.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said exiled.
God damn it. Perfect. Yes.
All the stupid puns.
Yeah, so he's been exiled, and Torkal was installed as the current leader of Timberside, and he restored the prosperous agreement with the forest. So I'm sure we could talk to my good friend Torkal.
But I think that's the whole idea with the fact is why aren't we contacting the city officials about this instead of working through some fucking drunk?
Exactly.
Well, we were told that he was
out
going
loud
on.
to his face.
Aldrich. Manners. The man's been
He
drinking.
immediately kind of backs up.
Hi, Tizzy. One second. My friend Tizzy's watching. Hi, Tizzy. Okay, sorry.
So he immediately kind of backs up and then looks at the halfling, and he's like,
No.
"You're from Oakwood Forest." No,
Yes.
sorry, my bad.
He's still a little drunk.
I did that.
I am from Oakwood Forest.
Well,
Are you familiar with it?
and you said that I had to pass through there to come into here. I don't know if your kin would take me too kindly.
Why
We didn't
not?
exactly see eye to eye, both
We're very
literally
short,
and
I guess.
figuratively. Yeah.
What?
I was
what
going to
is-
try and recruit some of them. However, they seem to feel like they didn't need to join my guild.
Yes, I'm getting that feeling as well.
Yeah, for a recruiter, you're kind of shite, man. No offense.
Look, man, it's my first time. I'm trying. Okay.
You're sitting outside drunk.
That I told you. It was a Thursday. I was thirsty. Leave me alone.
Right, Thursdays, it's still a thing. It's mine.
Look, come with us to Lord Torkal and explain what you want to do for him, for the town, and maybe we'll be able to work something out with him.
Are we gonna back him?
What?
Are we gonna back him?
Well, I think it's more like he's gonna back us, since he's not a real guild.
Right. And we can outnumber him. I got you.
Yeah. I wink at Thor.
I wink back.
Look, honestly, you guys seem to have your no.
You know what? I think we should just make a guild. Let's go talk to this Torkal fella. We seem
Have
to
you
know his...
patented Fireleaf Guild? Because we might do
As-
that.
I was thinking
As,
like
uh,
bagpipes of fire, but I guess whatever.
It's just options.
How about
As
Thirsty
you guys
Thursday?
are, as you guys are now sitting here
That can be a thing.
discussing making your own guild, Quincy kind of leans back against the wall, looks at his drink, sees that it's now empty due to Thordarin drinking all of it, and picks it up, stands up, and he's like, you know what? You guys seem to know what you're doing. You don't seem to need me. I'll keep going. And he
Probably a good
starts
idea.
walking back into the dragon's nest, presumably to get some more ale.
Quincy! Before he goes in.
He kind of turns around and looks at you with these... He almost has like a look of sadness in his face
I
at the
just-
fact that
I
you
flick- I
guys,
flick him a
a
gold
group
and
of
say-
adventurers,
I flick him a
Totally
gold
shut
and
on
just
his
say,
idea.
he
Get
kind of
pissed.
catches it.
Wait,
looks
can
at
I
you-
attempt to catch this gold in midair?
No. The poor man. I'm just trying to help him out.
Aldrich, come on.
I'm gonna say no for this, just
Right, and I'm just gonna
Thordarin
say,
already had it happen.
you know what, my friend? Get pissed and find a different job.
He kind of, he doesn't have a hat, but he does like the Jack Sparrow thing where he's like, and then walks into the dragon's nest.
Honestly, we
Close
probably
the door
just
on him.
saved his life. Clearly was an
Well.
idiot. He'd have gotten himself killed immediately, you know it.
Yes, so let's go get ourselves killed.
Yeah, come on. I would vaguely know where to
I'd
go, I
rather
think.
it be us when we have at least some seasoning under our belts than some random passerby who just wants to make gold shooting at hyenas.
Fair enough.
That's a good point.
What kind of hyena walks on two legs?
It's odd.
Oh, that sounds weird.
Those hyenas, apparently.
Yeah. Maybe Torkal will know.
Well,
Maybe.
you know your way around here. How about you?
Yes, let's follow you.
Follow me.
Hayate pads along next to me.
As we're going along, I'm beating my drums and kind of humming. We're gonna make a guild. We're gonna make a guild. We're gonna make a guild.
I want to make a roll to see if I can identify these monsters as anything. Bipedal hyenas seems like enough.
Yeah, that's a
Nature check. Go ahead.
detailed description he gave us.
Actually,
Ooh,
can I do
can I
that
roll-
too?
Can I roll? Can I roll a nature check as well?
Go ahead.
That's great.
You can make a group one if you want.
Can I roll a check to see
Sure.
if I'm drunk yet?
11.
Roll to see if I'm getting drunk.
Thordarin, that would be a
Fucking fail.
Constitution saving throw.
I'm just annoyed that Thor's
Oh!
banging his
Yeah.
drum.
Oh,
Wait, what
wow.
did you just
We're
click
gonna
on?
make a guild. We're gonna make
He was checking
a
to see if
guild.
he was drunk.
So at this point, you have been watching your dwarven bard taking sips out of his flask.
I have a
all
little
morning,
PTSD from last night. Okay.
as well as finishing Quincy's tankard of ale. At this point, he's not exactly walking in a straight line. He's kind of stumbling back and forth, like humming his tune, walking along. Like,
Can Tuck try and take the drumsticks out of his hand, but just let him keep playing the drums?
Are you playing with drumsticks?
Yeah, as we're marking along, I'm beating a marching tune. And
He's banging his drum. I want to take the drumsticks away from him.
I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. With him being this drunk, you just reach over, grab the drumsticks, and now have them in your hand. And he's immediately after you take them, he kind of is like keeps drumming with just his hands.
I lean over.
I
I
give
lean
them
over
to-
to Aldrich. Yeah.
I give the drumsticks to Ross.
Oh, thank you. I stuff them in my and I lean over to Aldrich and I say, please, there has to be a way to make this stop.
Alright,
Somehow.
is there any water troughs nearby?
Um,
God.
As you're walking through town, we leading the way, you do see a set of stables off to your left-hand side, and there is what appears to be a not very full water trough within the stables.
Alright, I'm grabbing him by the back of his hair. I'm gonna drag him
Where
to the
are we
stables.
going? Are we going to get
I'm
a
going-
drink?
Oh, I think we all know where this is
I
going.
hope
You're
there's
gonna
no
fezzik
ladies.
it. You're gonna fezzik this.
And I'm going to take his gear off him first. I'm going to strip his backpack and everything.
Harmony,
so he's
is
not
that
gonna-
you? What's-
I'm going to pick him up. I'm
going
going
on?
to dump him in there. I'm going to hold his head underwater till he's like...
Alright, go ahead, because
Wow.
he is still a dwarf and probably fighting against you,
I'm not really
I'm
fighting.
gonna have you do, I was gonna have you do a contested strength
Okay.
roll, however, Thordrin has disadvantage.
Alright, so just a strength saving, ability
Check?
check.
Yeah, just
Okay.
a straight up strength check. And Thordrin, you have disadvantage. So, as he's kind of like trying to push you away, you just grab him and just right in this shallow thing of water. It only comes up to about here, so he doesn't really have his full head underneath. It was a very shallow trough of water. So his face is in it, and that's about it.
I'm going to periodically pull his head up.
That's not
None.
beer.
In-
I'm sort of turning around to look if there's anyone watching us and sort of do the like, alright? Sort of like head nod thing, sort of be like, yeah,
Move along.
you're right.
I'm
Yeah,
doing the same. I'm doing the same with such.
All right,
All
stop.
fine. We're good here. Yeah.
Alright, so I pull him up.
Fine.
Oh,
Done?
what? I do not even know what you're talking about. Why? I
I'm just
took a bath
further up
like
the
a
street.
week ago.
So, as you are doing this, eventually, after like 4 or 5 times of doing this, Thordrin kind of like smacks your hands away, and you can see that he's a little bit better. He's still drunk,
Did I
but
do
he
it again?
seems to have gotten the.
I just look Aldrich in the eyes and I like, did I do it again?
Yes.
Sorry, it was a rough night, and sorry guys. Sorry.
I'm gonna pull out some random, like, I don't know, I've been picking shit up for like herbs and shit. I don't know, I'm gonna pick up some random herb I picked up and like shove it in his mouth to wake him up.
Well, I can do it myself, man. God.
Like mid-sentence, just like, in.
Alright, Aldrich. Just hold on to this for a minute. And I had him like this really elaborate, the flask that I drink from. It's just this really elaborate carved thing. And I'm like, take it for now. I'll be good.
Tuck it behind my belt.
And now his
What
hands
is this
really
shit
fiddly.
you gave me, too?
He's-
Walk over, get down right behind his ear. Are we ready yet?
Read, you little shit. I love it.
So as you guys are all watching this, you just see this giant albino human, like, dunking this dwarf's head over and over again. You guys are just kind of like, at this point, you're like, alright, nothing phases us. This is just normal day with our crew.
Can Hayate walk up to him and start like licking the water off his face?
I take out a sausage and I give it to Hayate.
He's so happy.
Thank you.
So you are now more so awake, and you have handed all your alcohol over.
I will be quiet and do whatever anyone says. For now.
I still don't give him his drumsticks back.
I don't even know they're
I'm
gone.
like, I'll hold on to these.
Didn't even know they were gone. So you guys, Lee is actually a little bit further ahead. He just
I'm
kind
gonna
of
catch up with him.
Yeah.
You guys see that he is now farther ahead, and you guys kind of jog to catch up with him. As you're walking, you are now kind of going more up a hill. And there's houses on either side. There's a few shops from what you can see. But it seems that you're actually going more up the side of a mountain now, like into the hill. And you keep walking maybe 15, 20 minutes. And at the end of this longer walk, you guys are kind of heavy breathing. It's uphill. And you've been, after last night, you guys are still just like, ugh, didn't sleep very well. However, you get to what seems to be the top, and as you kind of like crest over the hill, it doesn't go down. It actually flattens out, and you see what appears to be a larger, almost like a mansion, sitting on top of this hill. Which we would know as the Black Barrow Manor. That is now, it kind of oversees the whole town of Timberside. You see there are 2 guards posted outside the main gates of this manor. There's like just a very simple stone wall that kind of surrounds the house. Nothing super elaborate as far as defense goes. However, like I said, there are 2 guards standing outside.
I'm just gonna walk up to the guards and say, "We're in Grimdark of the Oakenkin, here to see Lord Torkal," and kind of give a weird, awkward bow because I'm a barbarian and not civilized.
They both kind of look at you and they're like, look at each other and they're like, "What's your business here?"
We were told bad shit's happening to the town and we want to help.
Nice.
Yay for 10 charisma.
Yeah.
They look
That's right,
at each other
mine's
again. Look back at you. Where'd you say you were from again?
From Oakwood Forest. I'm one of the Oakenkin.
They kind of nodded at each other and they're like, "And you want to see the Lord himself?"
Yes.
We'll be right back. And they kind of, one of them actually walks in while the other starts to go in and then posts himself at the front door rather than at the gates. And he kind of like motions for you to be able to come inside of the gates, just not into the actual house yet. While the other guard goes in, which you assume to go find Torkal.
I kind of just give everyone a confident nod, like, "Yeah, we got this," and then step
Tuck
past
sort of
them.
nods back like, yeah.
So now you are all standing inside the gates of the outside of the manor. And you notice, like, the front lawn, as for a manor, there's a couple of trees, but it's nothing super elaborate. It looks like just a regular yard. You would have thought for a lord that it might be more extravagant, but you don't see anything out of the ordinary. About
We're
5 minutes.
We're very simple people here in Timberside.
I can tell.
I can respect that.
About 5 minutes go past, and
We're all just tapping a foot.
everybody make a perception check.
Oh god.
Oh, great.
Oh, I did alright.
You got the best one out of us, babe.
Yeah.
Apparently, watching Wheaton play again cursed me.
It's just like the weeping angels. If you don't blink, or else the curse will be passed on to you.
Great.
So anybody who got higher than a 10, so everybody but Aldrich, you guys look up, and you actually see something kind of odd. You see this hawk coming flying and dipping down towards you guys.
I watch it with great intent.
I do.
This hawk comes
I retap
down,
my pipe.
and he actually lands right in front of you guys, hops a couple feet, and then actually jumps up onto Hayate. Onto, like, Hayate's back.
Is it a regular size
Ross-
hawk?
Yeah, it's like a regular size hawk. Not a giant hawk. Not a giant
Hayate is much bigger. Hayate is much bigger. I want to say that right now.
hawk.
Right.
Ross, as you're standing there, you actually notice that there's a note tied to the hawk's foot.
Oh, I know this hawk. Okay, shit.
God
what?
damn it. Do you know him intimately?
I know what's happening.
Does he
Okay,
talk?
I walk over and I kind of hold my hands out so that I don't frighten him. I say, hi, thank you. I bend down and I take the letter from the hawk.
He's
And,
just sitting on a Hayate, and Hayate's kind of like, what the?
Do
But
I
the hawk's
recognize,
just like-
do I recognize the hawk? Like, has he come to me before, or is this just like another?
You don't
Yeah,
recognize
yeah,
this one.
You know the hawk, his name's Jerry.
However,
Okay.
you almost immediately put together that you know.
I know what's going on. Yeah, I know what's going on. Okay. I'm like almost shaking as I pull this letter out.
I'm just kind of looking at.
And I
the
kind
rest of the
of pet the hawk's head. And I give
I
Hayate
also
a pat
pet-
as well. Like,
Oh shit, when the
freak out.
fuck the hawk show up? Done like retamping my pipe. I'm like, what the fuck?
Aldrich all of a sudden turns and he like sees this hawk sitting on Hayate.
And
And
I'm like communing with the.
I don't know, but she's acting really weird.
Can I also pet the hawk just for tuck reasons?
you can. You need to roll animal handling on the hawk if you're gonna go over and pet him.
Do I?
I don't know that.
You don't.
Yeah.
No, Tuck does.
Oh, that's
So you kind of
Okay.
cautiously come over for the hawk, and you just kind of like reach under his chin, and he like lifts up, and you just start scratching right underneath his beak.
Just for tuck reasons.
So can I open this letter, or should
Yes,
I?
you-
Okay.
You can.
I open the letter.
Okay.
what's going on?
To everybody else
I don't
within
know.
standing
It's
distance
just
of
a
this
bird,
letter,
right?
Ross opens it, and you don't see anything. Like, it's just a blank piece of paper. Ross, however,
It's a paper delivery bird. I don't know.
in
Can I still
Very
do
fancy.
perception and I look at it and be like, no, there's something else going on, or just
You-
blank piece of paper.
you, at this point, no matter what you roll in perception, you don't see
Okay.
any writing on it at all.
Alright. I'm also eating popcorn.
Ross,
So.
however, in handwriting that you have grown to love, because it means information most of the time, I'm gonna see. All right.
Oh my god, private handouts. It's happening.
Ah, yeah.
What?
I've been waiting so long.
I've been waiting for this moment for all my
Oh
life.
my life. Oh
Yeah, hold on.
Lord.
I need to copy and paste it. I had it written in a Word document.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, give the drumsticks back to Thor and he can do it.
Oh, I can.
No.
That's my favorite.
Oh,
I'm holy. He needs to earn these back.
Everyone's a critic.
I shouldn't have given them to you.
You kidding me? He should never give me his flask. He's never getting it back.
All right.
Getting it back.
So,
I'll help you get it back. Don't
Ross,
worry.
in your same section as your character sheet and
Okay.
the bag of holding handout, you should now see a note, I think.
Hang
Can we
on.
all see it?
Nope.
Nope.
I totally just checked.
So did I.
We're all
Let's
snoots.
try.
I don't see anything. I just see group inventory.
Okay, hold on.
Becca
We're
was.
learning.
That's why we were
Exciting.
checking to see if, like, no, you gave it to me, not to her. You know, that's it wasn't any of us wanting to see the information ourselves. I swear.
Definitely not.
I want to know why she thinks this piece of paper and a bird are so exciting.
I don't know.
She walks around with a
Oh,
little.
someone's just
by the
tagged
way-
me. Someone's just tagged a hashtag for me for tuck reasons. Oh, you're the best. Thanks, man.
Who was it?
As far as I know, he's a New Zealander. We talk a lot about Critical Role.
Nice.
Tell me your real name, dude, so I can shout you out proper.
Give proper props.
Okay, I don't want to show to everybody. I just want to show to one person.
Okay, maybe we can just do a group honesty thing where we'll just close our eyes and not check the group inventory for like, 30 seconds.
I'm just gonna text it to Danny, and
Brian,
then
why don't you
that's how
send it to me? Also,
I was gonna try and
love-
be all cool and use the note feature on the freaking website, but no.
Fuck us, I
Just
guess.
text it to me.
Yeah, right?
Technology.
Also, I love that it's a hawk. Thank you so much for that. You're welcome. Mike's there. Mike's there.
Got it.
There you go.
Alright,
Took a second, but
you now have a mysterious note in your text messages.
I'm like staring at my phone expectantly. I'm like, come on.
So again, as you guys are sitting there, she is looking at this note intently, and you don't see anything written on it.
This is
Oh my
just
God.
the weirdest. The days are getting weirder. The more I hang out
I
with
don't
you
want to
guys.
just take a piece of paper, and be like,
Yeah, same.
You do not touch it.
But so as soon as I'm like, character knowledge, fuck with something that she's like, oh, I'm like, no.
No.
That's fine. I'm just gonna keep petting this bird for tuck reasons.
As you're petting it, it kind of cocks its head to the side, hops down Hayate's back towards his butt, and then launches itself off into the sky and flies off.
Wait, no, I might need to respond. Okay, fine, bye, bird.
I guess
I still
not.
haven't gotten this. I still haven't gotten this text. Oh, weird.
Well, you just have to tie a note to Hayate and send him off.
I take out a piece of rope and I'm playing tug with Hayate.
I may have just broke Danny.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, shout out to Jacob. Sup, Jacob?
Jake.
Are you watching the Twitch stream?
No,
Oh, yes.
he's tweeting at me
Oh,
Oh, cool.
there you go. That works
For
too.
tuck reasons.
For tug.
for tuck reasons.
Roz. Okay, so Roz reads the letter and just kind of is still just kind of shaking a little bit, and
Have you actually got it?
Yeah, I got the text.
Okay.
So
She
now
knows
I-
what it
now-
says.
Now I'm responding. So Rolls is looking at the letter, still kind of shaking, and she just kind of swallows and and folds it and puts it in her jacket pocket, kind of right next to her heart. And I'm just, all right.
Are you all
and,
right,
just,
dear?
and turns back and says, all right. Sorry about that diversion. We can keep going now.
As you are finishing talking, the other guard actually comes back out of the manor, looks at Wee and kind of points, and he's like, "The Lord will see you now." And he turns back and kind of holds the door and for you guys to follow inside.
I take a split second as they walk in, and I kneel down and I just hug Hayate. And I just take like a moment to just like steady myself by like burying my face in his fur and just like
And the fluffy wolf.
yeah, exactly. And just like hugging him. Just, like,
I heard fluffy woof fur, as in dog woof. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Close enough.
and so I just take that moment to like steady myself, and then I stand back up and like.
Tuck doesn't really want to go inside. This place is fucking huge.
So as we pass by the guard, I'm gonna say around my pipe stand, took your fucking time, didn't you? As I walk by him.
We had to check, I'm sorry. He kind of like looks at you like, what the hell, man?
I'm just gonna shake. I'm behind Aldrich, and I'm just gonna shake my head and be like, "Ignore him," and then walk in behind him.
So you guys walk in, and immediately the manor opens up, vaulted ceilings, huge grand staircase out in front of you, and coming down the stairs, we immediately, and as you guys can probably tell by the way that he's walking, comes walking Lord Blackbarrow himself, Torkal. And he kind of looks, and he looks at the gnome, and is like, "You're from around here, aren't you?"
Yes, that's correct, Lord. I'm from Oakwood Forest. I'm one of the Oakenkin.
Assuming all gnomes are like
Gnomes.
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 Aren't
Kinda
you,
nudge Aldrich in his knee.
You're the one who helped me gain this position, aren't you?
Yes, that was me, and I kind of like, sort of shy, I guess is the word. I don't know.
Bashful?
Embarrassed.
After all, I'm
Bashful,
thinking
yeah.
him like sitting in the corner going like the foot twiddle and everything. Like
You put
I
a
kick
lord
the
in
floor a little
power?
bit.
He comes down
I kind of adjust
immediately.
my shirt.
He like reaches down and shakes her hand and is like, "Thank you for all that you did during the rebellion. I know that peace has been restored and a lot more people are happy around here. However, I've been told that you have heard about our raid problems for the past couple of weeks."
Yeah, we found out that well, first I turned to the group and kind of just like shrug a tiny bit and go, I might have started a rebellion,
What?
and then
Aldrich,
turn back
can
to
I
the
have my
Lord.
flask back, please?
Rod gives a thumbs up and is like,
I'll explain later.
Yes, you will.
Aldrich, flask, please.
I'm gonna slap his hand away.
He started a rebellion. Look how tiny he is.
But yes,
That's fine. You
Oh,
started
we-
worse.
we
Never
heard
stopped.
it. We heard about the raids that have been going on, kobolds and goblins and other weird things, and we're here to offer our services, or at least I am.
Yes, well, you're, the tribes in Oakwood Forest seemed not particularly bothered by these tiny raids. However, I have a feeling that they're about to get a little more upscale in size, which is
Yes, we
why.
heard there's rumors about two-legged hyenas on their hind legs.
Yes, I Have you heard of these creatures before?
I don't think so. Did we do that before? I don't remember.
Did I just hear the Geek and Sundry sub-song?
Yeah, same.
Where did that... Anyway.
Let's dance this fucker.
That's the Mario, like, mushroom sign.
That's also
Yeah.
true, yeah.
Anyway, he's like, well, these creatures are called gnolls, and they're
Gnolls?
nasty. Yes, especially in packs, they're not to be messed with. And I've heard rumors that they're headed this way. We don't exactly have great defenses ourselves. We have
I remember
maybe
the rebellion.
5 guard. But now that we have the head of the rebellion here, I'm not as worried. And it seems you brought friends as well, and he kind of looks at the rest of the group.
I don't
They're
have
some of the finest warriors I've ever met.
Thorgrin Silverheart. You might have heard me play at the Dragon's Nest, or at least heard tale of me play at the Dragon's Nest.
It's been literally 12 hours.
Word gets around
In
here.
his mind, that's a week.
Hey,
He
I
kind of looks at you and he's like, I'm sorry, I haven't yet. But if you are a performer, maybe I'll have you for a show sometime.
I'd be more than
Oh,
happy to
please
play for
don't
you.
encourage him.
Aldrich Stormcrow?
He he visibly starts laughing and he's like, you with him? You
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
This
Not in
is
that
my
way.
bodyguard,
Damn it.
Aldrich.
okay.
Oh, forgive me, Lord.
Fame
Let me
comes with
introduce everybody.
prices.
And I introduce, this is Tuck, this is Eldrick, you've met Thor, this is Ross, and this is Reed. I don't remember, did you tell us you're Reed, or are you still just...
I think
Redemption.
I think in the very first session I identified myself as Redemption, and you guys shrank it to Reed fairly soon thereafter.
But don't
That's
lie.
because
Oh,
you
but
have
no,
those one
currently-
syllable names.
Currently,
So I say
he is...
Redemption,
I
Wait,
will
I s-
I will reveal my natural state
Okay.
to the he's in charge of the city. I'm not going to try
Right.
to lie to him.
and then as I see you starting to turn back, I'm like, he's a tiefling!
He doesn't seem fazed by the fact that you just changed right in front of him. He's like, hiding in plain sight. I like it.
Tuck doesn't make eye contact.
And he doesn't try
I
and
do.
force it either. He kind of like scans the whole group and then looks back at we and he's like, well, if you wouldn't mind hanging around for a couple of days, I know that your family is not too far west of here, but we could use a little bit of defense in case these guys do show up.
Of course.
We've lost a lot of supplies already. 2 raids from goblins and the kobolds, and from what I've heard, these guys would take more than just supplies. There could be some casualties, so we'd really like for that not to happen.
Oh, we'll protect the city.
And of course, you will be paid for that.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, not for free.
I can give you a place to stay as well as gold for your time and as protection, as long as there is protection. So gold payment would come afterwards. However, a place to stay, I have a few extra rooms in my house. If you all happen to bunk up, I believe I have 3 extra rooms that you could all share here if you wanted, or I'd be willing to pay for rooms down in the city itself.
I just don't know, how far would it take, or how long would it take to travel to Oakwood Forest? Out of game,
From
I guess.
here, it's about a day's travel.
Okay.
We should probably take him up on his offer and stay there.
Yeah. So we should stay in the city, yeah.
In this city, I'm not inclined to stay in the governor's, mayor's. What? How do we address
I don't
this?
want him to think we're his pets.
Lord Blackburn.
Yeah, he's just a lord. He's the equivalent of basically like a mayor of the town.
Okay, I don't want to stay in his
House.
home.
Right.
Same.
Yeah, I'm playing at the
I
Dragon's Nest. I
say-
got obligations.
I say we appreciate your offer of letting us stay here. You also said that you would be willing to pay for rooms for us in town. I think we would prefer that option.
He nods and he's like, "That's fine." Kind of looks over his shoulder at one of the guards and he's like, "Go in that room and grab the sack that's sitting on the desk in there." And the guard kind of nods and walks into what you probably assume is like an office, and comes back holding like a satchel full of gold. You can hear it clinking around, and he kind of tosses it to Torkal, and he takes it in his hand and he looks at Wee and hands it to you. That should cover at least 2 or 3 nights down at the Dragon's Nest. You apparently made quite an impression there, so I'm sure they would love to have you back.
I told you.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Thor cleaned up there last night.
Is it? Can I like kind of? I guess I should wait to say this while we're not in the governor's presence.
We could.
All right. We'll
On the
find
walk
it.
back.
Thank you. We'll find it.
Do we know where the stuff's coming from, or are we just?
From what I've heard, they've been coming out of the hills to the east. So it's the opposite side from your home, pointing at Wee. However, if you came from... Where did you come from? Which town?
We came from Oakenbrook.
It would be the tunnel that you came through.
Yes.
Apparently these gnolls live up on the mountain above the tunnels. So they'd be coming from that side.
Pull Ross aside. Didn't you see some tracks when we were going through the?
We did, yes. We did, yes. They were odd.
Do you think these could have been those? I mean, that was.
It's possible. I'm not familiar with this creature, so I wouldn't have known to diagnose the tracks whenever I saw them. I just know that they were unfamiliar.
Fair enough. Okay.
No, yes, we at some point we may want to go back to that tunnel and investigate further. We'll discuss it after. Thank you.
Right.
All right.
We turn back to the group.
Well, if that's all, we would really appreciate it. If nothing happens within the next 3 days, I'd say that the rumors were untrue, and then you could probably head on to your home in the forest. However, if they do attack, I'm glad to have you as our first line of defense. I feel very confident that you will all be able to handle this.
I feel
It
confident
ain't no
as well.
thing.
Thank you.
So
are
about
you-
hey.
He said
He gave
after, man.
After, I understand after, but I'm not gonna kill things blindly and then get paid 10 gold a head.
You will be paid fairly, I promise you that.
Your fairly and my fairly are 2 completely different things.
He's always
Oh,
so
right.
grumpy.
Aldrich, we can trust him. I trust him.
Like, it's just
The man led a rebellion. Look at him.
I kind of just.
oh, that was adorable. Classic goes up to you and growls next to you.
I'm rolling my eyes and just walking out.
So, if you drink once in a while, it might be better to hang around.
I walk in step with Reed and I say after we get checked back into this inn or wherever we're going, I agree we should go and we should look at those tracks again.
Well, yeah,
also,
no.
Go ahead.
If I remember right, the tracks were on the entrance at the beginning of.
That's true.
So that would be a couple days' journey back through the
Maybe we
caves
should
to get
just-
there.
Maybe we should just keep an eye out.
And if anything, we could check for them on this side. If
I
nothing
remember.
should
I
happen,
remember what they look like. At the very least, if we keep an eye out for the same tracks, I can probably find them again.
We can check around the hills.
There's that familiarity. I kind of gesture to the group and I say, guys, should we go back to the Dragon's Nest? Because that tiefling found us there. And if we go back there, I feel like we're just making ourselves sitting ducks for another attack.
True.
Well,
but I don't know if she.
you don't know if she got a message off to.
Aye, that's right. I don't know if she got
Alright.
a message after.
If they're determined enough, they'll find us. Anyway.
Which is why I
To be
wanted-
fair, Ross,
Then
I
it's
sort of
very-
made us sort of popular, and I might not have thought things through on that end.
Well, what's done is done.
And they may find us at some point. Which is why I didn't want to stay here,
Right.
so that we didn't
Right.
I didn't bring my problem on leadership of this town.
No, that's understandable. Thank you, Reed. I don't like the idea of staying in his house. It makes me feel like I'm his pet, and I don't like that. Then, at the very least, we need to set up some sort of a watch whenever we go back and we sleep, because I don't
That's
some
fair.
sort of watch
That's
outside of
fair.
the rooms that we do in towns. I don't want another attack. And no, and I glare at Cordrin and I say, and no bringing unsolicited guests.
Right. So, in my newfound sobriety for a while, I think it might be good for me to continue playing at the Dragon's Nest. Because I'll be up on stage where I can see everything going in and out. I'll play sober-ish.
So you can hear how terrible you are.
We
No,
can't.
I am
We wouldn't
quite
expect any of that.
But I think that for me, I think I'm going to keep that going. Because at least
That's fine.
I can do late night watches as I sing the drunkards to sleep.
No, that's perfectly fine. That's not what I'm saying. I didn't mean to imply
Yes,
that
yeah.
I'm doing that.
I will
I
will
just
stay
don't
away
want
from
you
the...
to sleep with anyone who might possibly stab us.
Right, I learned my lesson. Don't sleep with strangers.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll get to know them first.
Right.
There
Roger's
you go.
nerves are a little frayed.
Know them first. I don't say. I don't suppose you're some kind of shape-changing demon that wants to kill my friend, do you?
I am going to begin every question with, are you a tiefling?
That's his new pickup line.
You're nae an infernal blooded woman, are ya?
No, fantastic.
That's great.
Right, that's just fantastic.
Right.
So as again, as you guys are having these discussions, you guys are walking back towards the Dragon's Nest.
Where are my drumsticks?
Tuck
Just
doesn't make eye
misplaced them.
Tuck doesn't make eye
I always like
contact.
to do drums when we're walking. I don't...
I look away and I just kind of pat my head.
Aldrich, did you lose them in the water? What? I don't know where they are.
It's a possibility. I really didn't give a shit what you lost.
You're sort of an ass, you know that.
Yes, and you're sort of an idiot.
Not an idiot.
I love you guys so much. That's me saying that, not Tuck. Tuck wouldn't say that.
I was about to hold Tuck's hand while we walked, but never mind.
You look like a child.
Oh.
Ship it.
So, as you guys are walking back,
I
to
can
the
drop
Dragon's
these
Nest,
ship names like there is no tomorrow, man.
all of
impressive.
this is happening. So, 11 o'clock for Danny is in about 15 minutes.
She's not here
I
yet.
don't.
so-
Okay, well, I don't know if I can fit combat in 15 minutes.
Yeah. God damn it. Okay.
I'll leave it up to you guys. If you want, we can call it when you get back to the inn for tonight, and then we can do combat next week, or I can try and get it in tonight, and then if Danny has to drop out early, Danny has to drop out early.
Good news, I'm gonna be house sitting probably next weekend, so we can go for a while next weekend as well.
Oh, cool.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, so if we want to stop now, we can, and I hate that and I feel so bad, but next weekend will be good, and I think what I'm gonna start doing is I might start trying to find someplace else to do these, so that I don't deal with this, and
Yeah.
honestly, my
Right.
parents live 10 minutes away, and they don't give a shit. And so I may start doing that, as I may start going over there and going into my old room and just doing it in the studio there, because they won't give a fuck. So yeah, if y'all want to stop now, that's fine, and I'm very, very sorry, and I promise that this will not happen again, because I'm gonna
That's all right.
switch
Fine.
location,
That's all good.
You gotta respect the roommates, even though.
Yeah.
even though she doesn't
Even though they suck.
respect me.
She doesn't watch the stream, does she?
I certainly hope not.
Too late.
That'd be amazing.
Hi, by the way.
I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, Sarah Brown sitting up watching D&D streams? Hell yeah, girl, get it.
No loss, play! Cased.
Yeah.
So you guys want to call it for tonight?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
just
Let's have everyone
And
here do something.
we can go late next week. And can everybody do next Saturday?
What is next Saturday?
Damn it, Mike.
Mike?
29th?
Where are you gonna
Saturdays,
be?
man.
We're
I'm
having
going to
a
be
social
back,
Okay.
Where are you?
Yeah. I'm going back up to Albany for the weekend again.
Okay, so even
Oh,
if we
you don't
did
have internet?
Friday, you wouldn't be able to.
Maybe.
Because, okay, I am going to start working every other Saturday. Granted, I'll be done by like 11:30 here, but that's
Mhm.
still late.
Yeah.
That's like
Late.
an hour and a half later.
Yeah, we
Um,
may need to move to Fridays.
So we could do Fridays.
So that would be Saturday morning for me.
Yeah.
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 Does
Would
that-
that be bad?
Every other week, every month, I've got the roster here, so I'll show you guys later. I do truck checks at SES, so that goes in maybe until 12, so I'll be late getting there, but I should be fine after that.
Okay.
But if not, I mean, we can, loosey-goosey. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
good trying to make it work Friday if it works for everybody, because that, like, I know for a fact that I'm not, unless I pick up a shift, I don't work at Fridays at all in the evening.
Mm.
How is Fridays for people?
Fridays are fine
Fantastic.
for me.
Good?
Mike?
Good?
Good, probably, but I don't know.
So it depends on
I-
if you're
The
up
guy
at
who
Albany
wants
or
to play
not.
D&D all the time. Just never here.
Do we
But
Yeah,
anyway,
I have a persona to maintain, man.
Do we want to go ahead and just schedule this Friday for now and then kind of just make it just for...
I was to say, we could plan for this, like, this coming Friday, we'll do one.
We need a shared calendar.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
could-
we did. That's a great idea, actually.
Alright, somebody set that up.
I could totally set up a Google Calendar.
Let's do it.
The IT man.
Go for it. Yeah, anyway.
At which point, since we're ending the game, perhaps the time for the stream to.
Oh,
go
yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was
yeah.
gonna say,
Goodbye,
Bye,
stream.
guys.
goodbye.
Goodbye, all,
Bye.
everyone.
We've already
We have to
bailed
cut it
because
short
of,
today.
us discussing booking.
Right.
There's
Bye.
no-
Thanks for
Yeah.
viewing.
I don't know.
Thank you so much. Hi, Kayla. If you're still watching, I love you.
Danny says she loves you. To whoever's in the stream.
My friend,
One,
Kayla
two,
is
three,
watching.
4, 5,
And my friend Tizzy was watching, but she went into the shower.